for a little bit growing up. That's actually where I started school. So I did the first few grades there. Then we went to El Paso, Texas. Um, I was actually born in Tacoma, Washington. It looks pretty in the pictures. I couldn't tell you anything else about it. But I mean, that's Army life. You know, you move, and I think it kind of rounds you out as a person. You know, living in Germany, like I remember that clearly, 6, 7, 8 years old, and just being exposed to different cultures is definitely a blessing. So I settled in Baltimore 2008, and it grew on me.
So if you were in Germany around 6, 7, 8, then that's where you pretty much started your musicals because that's where
Yes,
you.
yes. The
How did
first
that come
musical
about?
I ever did was Gypsy, and it was kind of like a community theater thing. I was the balloon girl, um, newspaper boy. So it was just kind of like a community theater thing. So definitely expose your kids to the arts, like as much as possible. Baltimore has some great theater outlets here. It doesn't have to be, center stage. It doesn't have to be Broadway. Just hookups, like see what's out there in this area because your kids need it. You know.
Does that international exposure that you have, does that like affect your music in any kind of way? Have you had any influences from over there?
I wouldn't say that. Honestly, the biggest influence on my music would probably be what my parents listened to. And for my mom, that was Natalie Cole and gospel. I mean, Natalie Cole was the only secular artist outside of Brenda Russell that she listened to. So if it wasn't the Winans, that whole family she is in love with. So
57
yes, all. So just all down that line. Helen Baylor, just different gospel artists was what I was exposed to growing up. For my dad, it was Stevie Wonder, and I think college and being exposed to more secular artists is what rounded me out. But definitely roots are in the church all day.
Do you like have any aspirations of singing gospel at any point?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Because some people are like,
my mama watches. Sorry, Mom. But I will say that, I mean, it's always there. Mm-hmm. It's always a steady presence, like in what I listen to on a weekly basis. And like I said, it's what I was raised on. So, I'm always listening to some kind of gospel, even if it's new wave gospel, which is what she calls it, Kiara Shear, like that whole, more R&B, a younger sound to it. But I think what they exposed me to is pretty much what shaped me as far as an artist the most.
So what made you decide to just go ahead and make the leap and pick up the microphone, start singing?
I always knew that I wanted to do my own music outside of like theater, outside of musical theater, outside of a church choir. But I didn't really think that I was an artist. And so it really took coming here and like working with different producers who helped develop me as an artist to really show me like, get that voice out of your head. You are a songwriter, you are everything that you see yourself being. And so that's kind of what built me up as an artist here and gave me that leap out there to actually make a whole album.
And who are some of the songwriters that pulled that out of you? Or some of the producers?
Some of the producers, well, the first producer I ever met here was Maurice. And so with Stinky Face Music. So yeah.
Shout out to Janice. Shout out to Janice B.
Shout out. Yes, Janice B. Everybody on Stinky Face, definitely. And so he was kind of like the plug to everything else through Maurice and Stinky Face. Like that's how I started working with Ab Rock. That's how I started working from Ab, just doing little things on like different rappers, mixtapes, their albums, things like that. From there, he put me on with Femi the Dry Fish, and we kind of went off with Out of Water Experience. And I always knew I wanted to do my own, my own music. Like that was always still there. But working with all of these other artists, that's definitely what, rounded me out and like, gave me more confidence, I guess.
Maurice pulls that out of everybody.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, he has a way.
Yes.
I mean, he's a producer technically, but I love the way that he he gets to know you as a person first and foremost, kinda, and then understands what you're trying to do as an artist, and then designs the music for you instead of making a track and say, "Oh, you need to, boom, this is the track that I want you to sing on. You need to figure out what you're gonna do with it." He kind of figures you out first.
Yeah.
I think every artist that we've had on here that's worked with Maurice has said the same thing. Like they just love the way that he gets to know you and understands the direction that you're trying to go, and then he just like lays out the perfect tracks. That's awesome.
Yeah,
and he produced the tracks that we were listening to earlier.
So that's the other producer. So but outside of Maurice, there's Kevin Powell Jr. and he definitely has really kind of they're like my brothers, I guess. That's what I call them. They're both from Baltimore, and it's like that, like you said, that close relationship. They've learned who I am as a person, and I love that Kevin Powell Jr., like the tracks that he makes, I can just always hear lyrics. As soon as I listen to his music, he'll send me something, and I don't know, it kind of works out. So I've been working with Kevin Powell Jr. It's kind of they all took a piece of the album. So on the album, Kevin Powell Jr., Maurice, and then Nate Ignatius Perry Jr. He was the third artist producer that helped me pull the album together. The newer music that I have, KP has produced most of it. Okay. I'm working with some things with Jay Carter. That's been fun, taking me in a different direction. Yes, Jay Funk. Shout out to
Diamond
Jay
knows
Funk.
everybody, by the way.
So yes, Jay Funk. Yes, he's got me more on like a reggae pop type feel. Wow. So look out for that.
That'll be interesting.
Yes. So that was very interesting because I mean, once you get in your zone, and it's sometimes hard to kind of get out of that. And so sometimes people have to come in, and that's fine. You know, everybody doing their little part, pushing you in different directions.
So you sent me a total of 6 tracks today. So how close is the project to being completed?
The first album is done.
Okay.
So Just Want to Love You. I Know You Hate It. All of that's done. That's a whole album. I will definitely get you a copy. And you can also find it. Right. I said right. I it in your inbox.
You're gonna send like another 2 songs and say that's
you can piece it together.
Album's done.
But yeah, so that's already out. You can find that iTunes, Amazon. Some of it is up on Reverb Nation, all of that. But the newer music, you'll hear some of that at Light City. So I'm part of the festival cycle that's happening for 2017.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's big.
I'm excited. Big. April 2, 7 o'clock. Definitely want to see everybody out there. That's newer music. And just different producers. Like I said, I'm excited. I'm excited about 2017. I'm excited to be part of Light City. Black Love shows coming together with Jonathan Gilmour. So it's just a lot going on this year.
Jonathan Gilmour, he's dope.
Yes.
He took off on the Crown Awards. I don't know if you remember. He was part of the Prince.
The Prince, the last guy that did Purple Rain?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was standing next to him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Look different.
Look definitely different because I didn't think that was you either. Wow, that tribute.
Y'all enjoy that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. From the beginning to the end, the young lady that was playing her parts and recording and then singing along, that was absolutely awesome.
Kristen, I want to say that was Kristen. Yes. It was an amazing night. The whole night.
Then Purple Rain just killed that joint. I was like, man, you got it. Because
he breathes that out. I don't know what it is about Jonathan Gilmour, but I don't know. Being on stage with him, yeah.
And he's one of those don't judge a book by its cover guys, because look at this guy, and if you look at him as a singer, you would think that his voice is like totally different than what it was. I remember seeing him the first time actually across the street when Anonymous in Bangladesh used to do their events across the street. He came and just, it was an open mic event that he did over there. And the first time he sang, I think he did a Luther song. And I was like, damn, this guy.
Yeah.
He absolutely killed it. So to hear him do Prince and the way that he did it, it was like absolutely incredible. I was like, man, this dude, we got to get him up here and just let him sing for about 30 minutes. Let him do it. Let him do a mini concert. He'll definitely do it. He ain't gonna say no.
He ain't gonna say no.
So influences, like, as far as the music that made you want to, that kind of influences the style that you do now. I don't really have a title for your style because you're kind of all around in and out. You have to
put a title
on
everything.
Right.
Okay. Like, I mean, I think that it's a little bit R&B, a little bit eclectic. Soul.
It's eclectic.
It is, but you know what? You're obviously, definitely, you're not the first person to say that. The guy who mixed it, Drew Lamond over at Right Way Studios, he said the same thing. You know, he mixed the whole album. He spent hours with it, and he came out and he was like, this is different. And he said that it wasn't anything that he'd heard before, right, but there was a spot for it. Like there was a space for it. And so I take that as a compliment. Thank you.
I wasn't saying it in a bad way.
No, I won't take it in a bad way. No. But as far as my influences now, don't judge me, but I love country music, and I actually listen to more country music than anything. No, I'm very serious. So I think that now that I've said that, maybe you can kind of hear that here and there, but country music definitely inspires me. I've covered a country music song, some Carrie Underwood.
Did you put the accent on?
You know,
you do country music. That's an accent.
Everybody, that is the first question that people ask. I don't think I have to go too far. I spent most of my life outside of Baltimore in South Carolina. So I don't think it's a fact of like putting, I don't know. Last night I got served a little bit too much.
A little bit too much
of that poison, baby. Last night I did things I'm not proud of, and it got a little crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know. Is that
not really, because it still got like an R&B or soulful sound.
But you heard it, and then
it was soul, but.
Yeah,
but I hear it a little.
I love country music. Miranda Lambert, oh my goodness, Rascal Flatts is what pulled me in. And yeah, but of course, Aretha Franklin, Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway. All of these are things that, like, I think I fell into, like I said, more in college as an adult. But yeah, Donny Hathaway was someone who I discovered a little bit later. And I'm so glad I did. Donny Hathaway, me and Jonathan joke that Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway, like, I guess that kind of, yeah, he's my match like that. And yeah, Stevie, I love rock, Aerosmith, Santana.
What you know about Aerosmith? Get out of here.
Let's go. Like,
it's about to run down the alley.
Loving the elevator. Man, I mean, of course, you have the classic Dream On, but no, rock, definitely, Santana, definitely, all of that. And I just want to encourage Black people, like, get out there. Like, there's so much music outside of the stuff that's on mainstream.
Absolutely.
I mean, not just talking about local artists. I mean, obviously, you have great local artists. Check them out. But expand, like, go outside of genres, classical music. When I was middle school, I played the violin, stuff like that. Like, expose your kids to that, it'll shape them.
I try to expose my son to stuff when we're driving in the car, and then he just puts his headphones on. Like, I'm not feeling it. So outside of City Lights, do you have anything else coming up as far as performance-wise?
Light City is coming up. That's the only definite thing. Okay. Me and Jonathan Gilmore are trying to get the Black Love show up sometime before then, so definitely stay tuned. Okay. But that is definitely there. That's what I'm trying to build for. I really need people to come out for that, because from there, I just, want to get my name out there a little bit more. This helps. Artist Exchange Radio is the next radio I'm going to be on the 28th. So just different things, making my rounds, open mics, things like that. But Baltimore scene is changing a little bit. on open mic scenes. Can I say something about that? I mean,
Sure.
can we? You're right. You kind of already.
Sure.
Thank you.
You
Yes.
did actually just kind of put it out there already.
Yes.
So.
Yes. I mean, everything. When I first started getting out to open mics, the first open mic that I ever went to was Eden's Lounge. So, yes. Can we have a moment of silence? Can we just have a moment of silence for Tuesday nights?
That tilapia.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I mean, with that gone, I can tell you there was a time when I first started, and I haven't even been here that long, but just from 2008, there was almost every day of the week. You could be out, and it was live music. You know, if it wasn't Tuesdays, you had Wednesdays, you had warm Wednesdays, you had Thursdays out.
She's like seriously reminiscing.
Yes, Now Child. I'm not even. Yeah, we're not gonna go down that road at Now Child, but I mean, just fun times. And I feel like we need that back. So.
The crazy thing is there's a lot of open mics going on. They're just like very underground. Like,
very much.
Know somebody that knows somebody to bring you in. That's
you got to come in. You got to like slide your card at the door, and then they'll take you through a dark tunnel.
Got to be on the list.
Because I don't know if they still doing it, but the big guy, he was doing down the street at St. Mary's.
Yeah, St. Mary's. Yes, they're still like there. It's definitely there.
Not as exposed as much.
It's not. And I feel like when people come here, like you said, it's underground stuff. Like I want to see. And I work freelance with the Afro-American newspapers. And so they kind of did a piece on it about a Black entertainment arts district. Like, why don't we have a whole strip, of different places? You want live music, you can go here. It's not popular. You can go across the street, get food. Like what? Like a whole entertainment district that's Black arts. Like I would love to see that. And, we have different places across the city where like it's definitely alive. I think we need to pull together and make that happen.
It is kind of scattered. Like
it's scattered. It's all across the city. People doing amazing things, and kind of got to pull together.
I think In the Pocket is the best one going so far. They do theirs every third Saturday at Picasso's.
Okay.
And it's Bangladesh and Anonymous. I think theirs is one of the best ones because a lot of local artists come out, a lot of DC, Virginia, Pennsylvania areas come out, and then they always have a good headline act. So it's pretty cool. And it's always, the live band with the Bangladesh project. So they rock out hard. What? They do. Yeah. I have to come to the next one.
I will.
I'm gonna make sure I tag you on the flyer.
Tell me what the secret handshake is.
This was just show up at the door with $10. And Picasso's is about as big as this room, so you got to get there early and hope that you got some space. Exactly. All right, so let everybody know how they can follow you on your social media, how they can contact you.
All of the social medias. Twitter, it's AJ Taylor. It's a little 0, AJTAYL 0R. You can find me on Facebook, Alexis Joyce, on Reverb Nation, www.reverbnation.com/Alexis Joyce. I'm on SoundCloud. You can find the country cover that I did on SoundCloud. Yeah, you can also follow me as a person on Facebook, AJ Taylor.
As a person.
As a real person. So yes, all of that. Hit me up and buy the album, Amazon, iTunes, Alexis Joyce Words.
Music to be an EP, so if you hit me up, I'll throw it together for you and sell it and get out off the top, as we usually do. Absolutely. Well, we thank you for coming and hanging out with us, man. We definitely appreciate it. And I will be at Light City. That's my anniversary. I will be at Light City and make sure I come out and check you out that night because that's big. That's a real big stage for you to be on. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
All right, man. We're going to take a break. We're going to turn this over to the baddest DJ on one turntable.